After fleeing her monitoring program, where police were able to track down one of the attackers in the Slender Man case, as Morgan Geyser is now back in custody.
And an update on the race for Rock County Sheriff as the incumbent makes a decision on his future regarding next year's election.
And Thanksgiving just days away. We'll get a report from the Goodman Community Center as meal distribution is underway. We'll meet a goal to feed thousands this week. And you're watching News 3 Now at 5. Thanks for staying with us, everyone. It is the end of a 24-hour run for Morgan Geyser, one of the attackers in the so-called Slender Man stabbing case from back in 2014.
Geyser fled a group home in Madison on Saturday night. Our Arman Rahman is live near the group home with the latest on this case. And Arman, she turned up in another state.
Geyser was found on the ground sleeping with a man outside of a truck stop in Posen, Illinois. She told police there that the two were just friends. Now, Posen, Illinois, that's 3 hours of a drive away from the group home here on Cronky Drive, where Geyser allegedly cut off her ankle bracelet and escaped on Saturday night. Now, police here in Madison were not made aware that Geyser was missing until almost 12 hours after she disappeared. Additionally, according to Madison police, the Department of Corrections knew Geyser's GPS bracelet wasn't working for 2 hours before they made contact with the group home. The DOC says that's because they work to get in touch with the individual first to make sure that it's not a simple malfunction. Chief John Patterson says while the community might have been startled to hear that Geyser was here, it's common for high-profile individuals under conditional release to go unnoticed when in group homes in the community.
We'll look at that. It was a secure placement order, so, not a lot of information can be shared at times, but we do have individuals living in group homes in our community that are on bracelets, that are monitored by DOC, and not all of them are going to have a large community-wide notification, but, certainly once we realized she was missing, we wanted the community to be aware of her.
I have reached out to the Department of Corrections and the Health Department, where Geyser is currently in custody, according to the Waukesha County District Attorney. The DHS and DOC responded that due to patient privacy laws, they can neither confirm nor deny who is in their care. So what comes next for Geyser? Well, Waukesha County officials say that both the Governor Tony Evers' office as well as DHS are working on bringing her back to Wisconsin, and as well as her legal path forward. I talked to a law professor at UW-Madison about that. Hear more from him tonight at 6. For now, reporting live on Madison's southwest side, Arman Rahman, News 3 Now.
Arman, thank you. And now to the forecast. The weather this weekend could be unsettled for holiday travelers. Alex, are we expecting a big storm?
There still definitely is the potential for accumulating snow in the forecast. We were mentioning it late last week. This is what we know, and this is what we don't know. We know for sure that there's going to be a weather system in the Midwest this weekend with a band of snow likely. But the track and amounts, I want to be abundantly clear, are not clear at this point in time. Where it does set up, we will see some travel impacts. Where are we at in the timeline with this potential accumulating snow? We're still 4 to 6 days out, so that means weather models are still trying to come to a consensus to give us a strong indication of what is going to pan out. So we are here right now. Unfortunately, on Facebook, there are some folks that don't have that weather background, but they're posting snow totals as if it's very close to the weather system itself. So I would not put money on the table with those snow totals that you're seeing out there on Facebook. The First Warn Weather Team, we will let you know what those snow totals are going to look like when that becomes more clear. Radar 3000 showing some showers, no snow right now. Shower activity across southern Wisconsin that will continue with future track through the evening hours. Notice the showers really scattered about across all of southern Wisconsin, with more showers expected on Tuesday. And then the temperature plunge. Look at this. Temperatures very chilly, very cold for this time of year. Coming up a little bit later when I return, we're going to go through the holiday work week. Or I shouldn't say work week because it's not work for some. We're going to go through the holiday here. I'll give you the travel forecast the next couple days.
All right, Alex, sounds good. Thank you. A Cuba City woman is in custody after shooting another woman over the weekend. This happened in Grant County. Now, deputies were called to a home near North Clinton and East Lafayette Streets after a man said his girlfriend shot another woman. The 23-year-old victim was taken to a hospital before being flown to another facility. The 25-year-old suspect was arrested on charges of endangering safety.
A goose in Rock County has tested positive for bird flu. Rock County Public Health says it received notice from the Wisconsin Department of Health Services on Friday that a goose tested positive for the flu and came into contact with someone from the county. That person was directed to watch for symptoms and to follow safety protocols. As of today, Rock County says that person has not reported any relevant symptoms and further testing was not needed. This is the first confirmed case of bird flu in Rock County since 2022.
Rock County Sheriff Curtis Fell is running for re-election. A key point of today's campaign announcement was the desire to continue improvements at the county's jail. Back in 2022, Fell defeated Craig Keller by nearly 15,000 votes. Fell spent nearly 30 years with the sheriff's office before he was elected to be its leader.
Today, the McFarland Police Department held a ceremony to honor a fallen officer. 10 years ago, K-9 officer Ryan Copeland was killed in a squad car crash. Before becoming a police officer, Ryan served in the U.S. Army as a Green Beret. Since his death, the department and nearby community have come together to remember him in several different ways.
Blackhawk Technical College renamed the Marksmanship Award to be the Ryan Copeland Marksmanship Award. And our current officer, Nolan Bakken, who we just hired and is in field training, actually won the award in 2024 when he attended the academy. So it's nice to have that connection here.
The McFarland Police Department also adopted 3 core values: respect, professionalism, and character. And they're also Officer Copeland's initials.
The Madison Police Department is helping feed families this Thanksgiving. This morning, police worked with Metcalf's and the Madison Community Policing Foundation to make Thanksgiving meal kits for about 100 families all around the city.
Anytime we can help build trust and have the community see us as people who are willing to help in sort of the ways that are often not seen by the public, in ways such as this with getting these food out to people, I think it's good for all of us and good for the community as well.
After assembling the kits this morning, officers are out delivering them now so families have enough time to prepare the meals before the holiday.
It was also a very busy day, very rewarding day at the Goodman Community Center, which is fulfilling its mission of making sure that families are well fed this Thanksgiving.
And ahead of the holiday, the center passing out the meals that'll feed thousands across Dane County. Our Jalen Banks was at the meal distribution earlier today and updates us with how it's going.
Monday marks the final day of distribution for the Goodman Community Center Thanksgiving Basket Drive. I had the chance to catch up with the center on how it's going. For weeks now, the Goodman Community Center has been collecting thousands of turkeys, non-perishables, and other cooking supplies to ensure that 4,000 families in Dane County would have a quality meal this Thanksgiving.
In an ideal world, we aren't doing this, right? Like, we have societal measures in place so that nobody's hungry and nobody needs to come and pick this up. Right now, we know it is a need, and so we're glad to be able to meet it.
Monday is the final day for families to collect their meals from the center.
That was Jalen Banks reporting. Today was the last day of the basket drive, but thanks to everybody who helped contribute to feed families this Thanksgiving. The cost of child care in Dane County is getting more and more expensive all the time, and parents have difficult decisions to make about work and finances. The latest market rate survey from Madison-based nonprofit Community Coordinated Child Care, Inc. shows the median for full-time infant care in Madison $450 a week, with countywide rates ranging from $165 to $597, depending on the facility. For mom of 4, Erin Rogers, a few years ago, those costs got so high she and her husband had to pivot. She left the workforce and decided to become a stay-at-home mom because childcare outpaced what she was earning.
And that is something I don't take for granted.
Look at this one.
I know that's not the reality for a lot of people, especially in Dane County where the cost of living is higher.
And I was born in
And even as families struggle, providers say the state's latest child care budget still falls short of what's needed to keep programs open. Governor Evers compromised and signed a budget that includes $330 million for child care, but advocates point out it's well below what was asked for, and the funding gap will not keep providers afloat.
Families, I believe, need to be supported, especially low-income working families, so that they can afford quality child care and not just, go to the cheapest place or have the friend and family. And then I think that the centers need to be supported.
And tune in tonight at 10 for The Cost of Caring. Kyrian Lee looks deeper into the impact, and she has information on what's available for families.
Well, this fall marks 1 year since UW opened its East Park Medical Center, and the facility is already outpacing predictions. UW says the center saw over 1,000 clinic visits per day in its first year and around 4,600 appointments per day for services like imaging, nutrition, and rehab. 22% of those patients were new to the healthcare provider. UW Health says a parking expansion is already in the works for the unexpected demand.
Well, the holiday tree at the Hilldale Shopping Center is all lit up for the season. Last night, our morning team gathered with members of the community at Hilldale's annual North Pole party to flip the switch, turning on the tree's lights.
3, 2, 1.
If you missed out on the tree lighting, don't worry, because Santa will return to Hilldale to take pictures with kids starting this weekend, Saturday, November 29th. Next at 5, there is some good news in your wallet if you're still in need of some of those Thanksgiving fixings.
And the Thanksgiving travel rush kicks off. How many people are expected to travel by air and also by road this year? And a major blow is dealt to the Trump administration while the cases against two of the president's top adversaries have now been dismissed. And solid gains to start the shortened holiday week on Wall Street. The Dow Jones gains 203 points, a massive 599-point jump for the NASDAQ. S&P 500 adds 102. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Well, AAA projects a record number of us will travel at least 50 miles from home over this Thanksgiving holiday period.
And more people on the road means the possibility of more accidents. Samsara says the crash rate for the Sunday after Thanksgiving is 65% higher than the previous Sunday, and experts say drivers can reduce their risk by leaving earlier in the day, avoiding nighttime travel, and keeping plenty of extra space around those large trucks.
A record number of people are also expected to fly over the next 3 days. The TSA expects to screen nearly 18 million people from tomorrow until the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. That is the most in 15 years. Federal aviation officials were out at Newark Airport today, stressing the nation's airports are ready to meet the demand.
If you are delayed or you're canceled, know that it comes from a place of your safety in mind. If it's weather, if it's mechanical, if it's air traffic control, staffing issues, those are the factors that are considered.
Now, if you plan on driving, AAA says tomorrow, Wednesday, and Sunday afternoons are expected to be busier than the rest. And the weather always factors into holiday travel, and it will big time this year.
I may have some showers on the way this week. Alex, will the rain cause any problems for travelers in southern Wisconsin?
Not too many problems are expected with the showers. Just bear in mind as we go really into Tuesday that those showers will be their heaviest. So you're going to have those windshield wipers going here. Radar 3000, just a dotting of some sprinkles across southern Wisconsin right now. But I also want to take note here. This is our live Queen Bee Radio Skycam. Pea soup. You can't see anything right now in Platteville. So some patchy dense fog also possible tonight, with those showers becoming more widespread as we head towards the 10 o'clock newscast. Then going into Tuesday, watch our showers scattered about throughout the day, 6 o'clock in the morning. As we head towards the afternoon and evening, I want you to take note out here, southwest Wisconsin, a line of showers, maybe even a couple of thunderstorms moving from west to east as we get towards the rush hour on Tuesday. So again, be ready for those windshield windshield wipers to be rocking and rolling here as we go through the rush hour on Tuesday. Then some scattered snow showers behind the weather system and gusty northwest winds at times of 45 miles per hour on Wednesday. Could see about a ½ inch to maybe an inch of slushy snow accumulation on grassy surfaces. Tonight's lows very mild in the lower 40s. Average lows this time of year in the mid-20s, so almost 20 degrees above normal. And those temperatures on Tuesday, this might be the last 50-degree day that we get here. Hopefully we'll sneak another one yet in December, but we've got right around 50, so a mild day with those scattered showers, maybe that rumble of thunder. And the rest of the holiday travel forecast here. Again, we talked about the showers here on Tuesday in southern Wisconsin. Good chances for snow in northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, and the UP of Michigan. So if you have traveled towards the north, take note of that there will be icy roads as if you're traveling well off towards the north and towards the northeast up towards Minnesota and the UP of Michigan. As we head towards Thanksgiving itself, it's all flurries and light snow shower activity for much of the upper Midwest. And then that big shopping Friday. It's just going to be cold here in southern Wisconsin, but keeping an eye on the potential for accumulating snow building into the Midwest. The track, though, is uncertain. More on that in just a moment. Breakdown again. Turkey Day, Thursday, 30 degrees. Gusty winds, a few flurries. 29 on that shopping Friday. The winds will be lighter, but you're still going to need to bundle up if you're doing any of that outdoor shopping. Good chances for the showers on Tuesday. Good chances for more precipitation as we head towards Saturday going on into Sunday. And that's going to be in the form potentially of snow, which we started talking about last week. Early last week, we said we were going to get a pattern change. Late last week, I started saying accumulating snow not out of the question. What we know is there will be a storm in the Midwest, but the track and the amounts are not certain, and there could be some travel impacts where that snow does sit up. And we'll be first to let you know as it becomes more clear as we head towards the weekend. Again, I've been abundantly cautioning on social media. There are a lot of snowfall total posts out there right now. We are still 4 to 6 days away from this event with a lot of uncertainty, so I wouldn't put money on the table for those snow totals until we get a little bit closer to that event, and then we will let you know what those snow totals are going to be as it becomes more clear.
All right, Alex, thank you. We're in the final shopping days for the Thanksgiving feast, and Wells Fargo says there is some relief in the cost for this year's meal. An analysis by the company found the average cost of this year's Thanksgiving meal is down about 2 to 3%, largely because inflation-sensitive items like beef and eggs aren't typically on the menu at Thanksgiving. Savings also depends on your shopping strategy.
We're seeing more pressure on the national brands because the store brands are getting so good and so popular. You want to make sure you get the best value by checking out all those factors.
Now, stuffing, prepared gravy mix, and fresh cranberries have all dipped between 3 and 4%, while turkey prices are down 3.7%.
Well, the Packers are riding high after their big win yesterday against the Minnesota Vikings.
When one member of the Green and Gold's defense made some big plays that are flying under the radar. News 3 Now senior Packers writer Jason Wilde explains.
There was something very much on brand about Isaiah McDuffie being the star that no one noticed in the Packers' 23-6 win over the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday. The understated veteran linebacker had a half sack, he had an interception, he had 9 total tackles, and yet he was the same understated guy that he is all the time. The difference? He played a lot more on Sunday because with Quay Walker out with a neck stinger, he was the one calling the defense on the field, and while he was doing that, he was delivering big plays as well. What does he do for an encore? Stay the steady guy he's been all along.
Just got to keep stacking. We say it every day, and we preach it, and we just got to keep doing it. We just got to be about it every day. Come to the building, work hard, and just keep stacking it up.
We'll have more on McDuffie and everything else Packers on our website, channel3000.com. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for our Packers newsletter, which delivers that coverage directly to your inbox every single day. In Green Bay, Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
Jason stacks those days one after another. Does a great job every day. Jason, thank you. Still time to get out to Jay's Bar for tonight's taping of the Wisconsin Huddle. This week, sports director Andrew Banstra interviewing Molly Schlosser from the Badgers softball team. That's right, we're already thinking spring sports. Taping starts at 7 o'clock. Still to come at 5, working towards a peace plan. The updates being made to the Trump administration's proposal by Ukraine. Stay with us.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back. The Trump administration has been dealt a major blow in its legal battle against former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James.
A federal judge ruling the top prosecutor who brought the charges against them was illegally appointed. Comey was charged with making a false statement and obstruction of justice related to his congressional testimony in 2020. And James was charged with bank fraud and making false statements to a financial institution.
This ruling is not about the merits of the case at all. This is all about the prosecutor. This is all about the process that took place to get Lindsay Halligan into the position.
Both cases were dismissed without prejudice, which means the Justice Department could seek to refile. Comey's case runs up against a statute of limitations.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky could be on his way to the U.S. as President Trump is pushing his latest peace plan. The U.S. and Ukraine say they're working to update the administration's original draft 28-point peace plan. That proposal called for Ukraine to give up significant territory, cap the size of its military, and swear off future NATO membership. Critics say it included many of Moscow's long-standing demands.
It is crucial to support the principles on which Europe stands, that borders cannot be changed by force, that war criminals must not escape justice, and that the aggressor must pay fully for the war he started.
Now, a joint statement released by the Trump administration following the U.S.-Ukrainian meeting said they reaffirmed any future agreement must fully uphold Ukraine's sovereignty.
Alex is back with a final check of the weather when we come back.
Coming up at the top of the hour, News 3 Now at 6, we'll have continuing coverage after one of the attackers in the Slender Man case is captured after allegedly fleeing a group home in Madison. That story and more. Join us in 30 minutes on News 3 Now at 6.
Finally tonight, now is your chance to own a bit of Muppet history. For the first time, you can bid on the fantastic world of Jim Henson. More than 400 items have been pulled from the archives of the Jim Henson Company.
Many items are very recognizable to many of you. Others, some pretty deep cuts, like items from Henson's closet or two. Muppets from the first season of Saturday Night Live, and the auction begins tomorrow to celebrate the company's 70th anniversary, and all profits go towards the archive preservation efforts and continuing the legacy of Jim Henson. You remember some of those?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I like
Where's Statler and Waldorf? Where are those?
Yes, exactly. And you and I did the same thing. That must have been a first iteration of Miss Piggy.
Yeah, slightly frightening.
The weather. Big story this week.
Yeah, everybody needs to know, what is the travel forecast going to be the next couple days here in the Midwest. If you're heading up to northern Minnesota or the UP, watch out for some snow and for gusty winds. Otherwise, travel should be okay for the most part here, but all attention is going to be on that weekend weather system. Every single First One weather forecast is going to be important to tune into as we narrow in on where that swath of snow is going to line up and how much we can expect.
And don't let social media scare you.
No,
There's some scary predictions out there. Listen
Alex
to
will
Alex.
pick the smallest snow total that he can, we promise. All right, CBS Evening News is next. We'll be back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6.